What's up, everyone, and welcome to today's training. My name is Stephen Polk, and I want to share with you and teach you how a church got 241 new visitors into their church with Facebook. And my church even implemented the exact same strategies, and we reached about 13,000 people within our community in only 3 days from this strategy. And we got several visitors on the next Sunday. So these strategies seriously work. And I don't want to waste any of your time. So I just want to get into this completely free training that I made for you. And if you want to take notes, then you can, because there's a lot of information in the next like 20 or 30 minutes. But while you get your pen and paper, really quickly, you might be wondering, who is this dude talking to me right now? Well, my name's Stephen Polk, and I introduced myself in the training, but I'm a lead generation and Facebook ads expert for churches. And I just want to share with you the best ways that your church can start growing in 2019. So here is the training. Enjoy. This pastor's small church got 241 new visitors to their church at one service. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how they did it, how their church has grown in the past year, and how you can do it too. But there is a big problem happening right now with churches, and it's that they need more people. And it's getting harder in the world to do so. And the one question that every pastor is asking is, how am I able to reach people in my community and share the love of Jesus, all while growing my church? And to hopefully solve these problems, churches waste thousands and thousands of dollars to promote their church on radio ads and flyers and postcards and billboards and signs and newspaper ads and email and junk mail and all this other stuff that just doesn't work anymore. These used to work, but you might just wonder, why isn't my church growing? That is because your church needs to promote where your community is. The one place where you have an unlimited amount of potential people at the tip of your fingers, and that one place is Facebook. Now you might just say, I have already created a Facebook page for my church, and I post every now and then, but sadly no one is visiting. The reason that it's not working is because normal Facebook posts like that only reach about 2% of the people who follow you. So you might post something and maybe 12 people or so might see it, and they might not even be in walking distance of your church. The best way to market on Facebook is with Facebook ads, where you can literally get your church in front of thousands and thousands and thousands of people within a specific 5-mile radius of your church. In fact, to prove what I'm talking about, I ran ads for my church, Glen Haven, and for only 3 days. And after those 3 days, I reached about 13,000 people because of these ads, which means that now 13,000 people in my community can recognize the name of Glen Haven. And I'm not even done yet. But before I continue, let me introduce myself. My name is Stephen Polk. I'm a lead generation and Facebook ads expert for churches. And for the past 3 years, I developed strategies that will help churches get more people through social media. And I want to share with you how Facebook ads work and how your church can get dozens and dozens of new visitors in the next months. And I'm not just teaching this stuff, and I'm not, no pun intended, just preaching this stuff. I'm actually doing this and seeing the actual results. Now, my goal of this presentation is to show you exactly how to use Facebook ads to get a steady stream of new visitors to your church every single Sunday. So in this presentation, I'm going to share 3 secrets that other churches are using to get new people. I'm going to show you why Facebook ads are better than traditional outreach, what a Facebook ad is and how it's created, and what are some examples of ads for your church. But to prove the credibility of Facebook ads, there is a YouTube channel called Pro Church Tools, and they explain how churches can grow their social media. So let's hear about what these experts have to say about the power of Facebook ads with churches.
Today on Pro Church Daily, we're talking about how to run Facebook ads for your church.
Well, hey there, and welcome to Pro Church Daily, the show where in 10 minutes or less you'll get a daily dose of tips and tactics to help your church share the message of Jesus while we navigate the biggest communication shift we've seen in 500 years. I'm your host, Alex Mills, joined as always by the boss man, it's Brady Shearer, and today we're talking about how to run Facebook ads for your church.
Facebook ads, Alex, are, in my opinion, the absolute best platform for outreach for your church,
Yeah.
marketing for your church,
Yeah.
whatever word that you care to use, when it comes to reaching the people beyond the four walls of your church into the community, people who are unaware of you, people who are aware but aren't yet connected. What makes Facebook ads so amazing is, first, it is underpriced compared to a billboard, compared to traditional media ads like radio and television. It is drastically affordable, as you'll see, even for smaller churches, which is amazing. Digital has given every church kind of an even playing ground. It used to be like, well, we don't have $5,000 to buy this billboard, so we can't do this.
And they are not the only small church that this happened to. And I'm going to get into examples of other churches in a second. But first, I have to say this. Now, the reason that your church might be smaller than you want right now, it's not because of your church at all. It is not because of you. Your church is awesome, and every Sunday, God is in the midst of your service. You are fine. If no one comes to a lemonade stand, that doesn't mean that the lemonade is terrible. It's just the outreach to let people know that the lemonade exists. People drive by your church all day long, but you need to show them what they're missing. You need to show them why they need to connect with you. It's a fact that the world is changing, and sadly, the traditional ways of outreach to bring people in are not working anymore. That's why churches waste time and money to put up billboards and flyers and emails and junk mail and then pray on Sunday morning that people come in. So as churches, we need to reevaluate how we do things and reflect on things happening now. And the things that are happening now is social media. Traditional ways of outreach for churches did work in the 1900s, but it's 2019 now, basically 30 years later. And because many churches are not changing to fit their environment, they struggle. And the reason that I'm making this video is to inform churches of the best way to get more people into your doors by reevaluating what we do, because old ways used to work and the old ways won't work today. Now at this point you might be saying, well, Stephen, I understand, but I need to see some examples of churches that have transformed because of Facebook ads. Well, no problem. This is another presentation created by Chris Abbott, a pastor in Oklahoma. He talks about how Facebook ads have grown his church exponentially.
All right. What's up, everybody? Man, welcome to the Church Hack Summit. This session is about Facebook ads, and my name is Chris Abbott. We're going to talk about how to increase your first-time visitors by 87% in 1 month without using direct mail. And at Easter, we used Facebook ads. It's when we knew we really kind of had found something here. We used Facebook ads, and we maxed out our church. We maxed out our entire sanctuary, couldn't let any more people in. We maxed out our entire overflow sanctuary, couldn't let any more people in. And then we found out that our kids building was completely over the fire codes. We couldn't let any more kids. We were way over capacity and had to shut down our kids check-in. All right, can you guys imagine what that'd be like, where all of a sudden you're like, hey.
Now, because of Facebook ads, his church was busting out the seams. Now, this is another statement by Pastor Vic of another church in Oklahoma. He said, our 6 p.m. service had plateaued around 60 to 70 people. But in July, we implemented what was taught in the Guts Network, which was a Facebook ads program that they got. And our current attendance has been staying over 120, and most of them are new faces. This small church of 60 doubled their attendance by only using Facebook ads. This is another example. This is a screenshot taken from another pastor on someone else's phone about how a church of 20 people in Illinois were skeptical at first of Facebook ads. And they only did a few ads, but the next week they got 3 new faces. And in the text he says, 3 people might not be a lot to you, but it's a lot to them. So small churches are doing this and actually seeing results. And at the end of the presentation, I will show you how your church can do the exact same thing. And now, since we're giving the examples, I don't want to keep you waiting from this amazing testimonial of how a small church of 150 people got 241 new visitors. So here is the video.
This is an email I got from a member of Pro Church Nation, and I will read it out to you directly. It says, "Hi, Brady and the team. Just wanted to update you after using your guide on Facebook ads for an Easter event we ran in our South London church of 150 last week for Palm Sunday. We ran 2 services, and our attendance increased to 446 people."
With all of this evidence of how powerful Facebook ads are for the church, let's get into how you can grow your church too. In 2019, it is easier than ever to brand your church and make it recognizable with your community. So we're going to start off by saying why Facebook ads are better than traditional outreach, okay? This is going to be a list of different traditional ways in comparison to Facebook ads, okay? So now I've seen other churches spend $3,000 on radio ads to promote their church. But people are only listening so that they can get back to their song, or even if they do hear it, they're distracted by driving, or you don't know if they're listening, you don't know if they're on the channel, or you don't even know if their radio is on. So radio ads are not effective. Facebook ads can be sent to anyone with a Facebook page, and you can see exactly who opens up and sees your ad, or clicks on it, or interacts with it. Some churches pay $5,000 a month on one billboard, where they hope that people are seeing their church. But when people pass by, they can't interact with your church at that time, and by the time that they drive home, they might have forgotten the name of your church. Facebook ads can let people interact with your church right then and there and create a relationship with you instead of just posting it on a billboard. Some churches spend so much time and money to make flyers, then print them out, and then walk around and post them on telephone poles and all this other stuff. But instead, you can create an ad that takes 10 times less time than making a flyer and send it directly to people. So imagine if you sent 10,000 flyers at a fraction of the cost. If your church does direct mail, you have to sit down, print out all these documents, file addresses, and hope and pray that people open up their mailbox and see them instead of just throwing them away. Instead, make a Facebook ad and target the area code that you want to send this to, and everybody in that specific area code will see your ad. And some churches are spending $3,000 on newspaper ads when not many people are reading the newspaper in 2019, and they especially don't read the ad sections of it. Instead, invest the money into Facebook ads to reach tens of thousands of people and make sure that they see it instead of hoping that someone reads the newspaper. In fact, listen to what else Pro Church Tools has to say about Facebook ads versus newspaper ads.
Let me give you a quick success story, because I work for a smaller church that you're referring to. For the longest time, we did newspaper ads. It's just something that we did, and it was like set it and forget it. You pay the bill every week. It's in the church directory in the local newspaper. It is what it is. We never saw any traffic from that, but it's what you do. All the churches, local churches in the church directory,
Accurate.
it's what you do. What you do in the church newspaper folds.
Wow.
It's gone. And so, a few months ago, the local newspaper, it folded, and so we weren't spending this ad money anymore. So we had a church picnic a few weeks ago, and I said to our people, I said, hey, give me half of that ad spend that we were spending a month on newspaper ads. Let me run a Facebook ad. They gave me half of it. And we saw like 15 new visitors come to the church picnic.
Look at this.
Yeah, I know. So it's just like this Facebook ads, you understated it in your intro that like this is so this is the opportunity that we have as churches, especially smaller churches like myself, with Facebook ads right now. It's unmatched. I think it's unprecedented. I don't think we've had an opportunity like this ever before. So I'm pumped up to talk about Facebook ads.
Okay, if I understated it, allow me to overstate it. It is the single greatest outreach platform in human history.
Yeah.
Why? Number one, I believe that, actually. Number one, the attention. The amount of people on Facebook in your community. 7 out of every 10 American adults active on Facebook. That is unprecedented. And then you combine that with the affordability of it.
Yeah.
Not only does it have the attention, it has the accessibility for every church.
So now we've seen how awesome Facebook ads are, and there are several examples of churches that have grown to crazy numbers because of it. Now, let's get to examples of how many people you can reach in one day. So let's get to some numbers real quick. I researched and found a church spending $3,000 on radio ads. From that, they got about 800 listeners a day. Some would say that's a lot of people to listen a day. But how about take half of that money and get Facebook ads in front of 20,000 people a day? Not joking, 20,000 people. These are real numbers. Imagine how many people you can bring into your church from just 20,000 people a day. As another example, a church continues to pay $5,000 a month on one billboard for their church. And some would say maybe, let's say 3,000 people see it every day. And 3,000 people, that's pretty good. But imagine if you took half of that money and put it into Facebook ads and let 30,000 people see your ad a day. 30,000. How many people do you think you can bring into your church when 30,000 people see your ad every day? Even if your ad doesn't do any kind of marketing, imagine what your church would look like if just 30 people came to your church looking for a new church home. Imagine how it would feel when new people come to every event that you have. Facebook is now the most efficient way to spread the love of Jesus and get people connected to your church because it is the single most useful outreach platform in the world right now. And the cool thing is that you can do this for fundraisers as well. For example, if you have a bake sale and you run an ad for the bake sale, if 100 people come by and spend $2 there, that's at least $200 for your church. If you hold a car wash on Saturday afternoon and after advertising it, 30 cars come in from the advertising and pay at least $10, then you made at least $300 for your church. Or if 250 people come to your talent show or fish fry or barbecue or anything that you have, and each person pays at least $5, your church just raised about $1,250 from one event. There are literally so many ways that Facebook ads can benefit your church to let people know what's up. So now we're going to go into number 2. What is a Facebook ad and how is it created? Now, on Facebook, ads can be found on your page when people are scrolling through their Facebook feed, looking at their friends' pictures, their friends' baby pictures. When they're scrolling, an ad can pop up in the middle of that to promote someone's business to get more customers. Now, if it works for other businesses, I know that it can work for you. And on this ad, there's usually a button where it says sign up now, contact now, donate now, learn more, message now, shop now, and several other buttons that when someone clicks on the ad, it takes them to wherever you want them to go. Now let me explain. There's something called the Business Manager, where you can choose which option of ad you want to accomplish. So from left to right, brand awareness is to get people used to seeing the name of your church. Traffic brings people from Facebook to your website when they click on it. Conversions get people to purchase anything that you might sell. Reach is just used to broadcast to a bunch of people at one time. Engagement lets people like, comment, share, start discussions, start conversations, follow your post, and get people talking about your church. Video views get people talking about a video that you might have about your church. And lead generation gets someone's name, email, and phone number so that you can follow up with them. And as a side note, you know those cards that you might give visitors at your church? This is another way to get their information. Once you have the objective of the ad that you want, then there's the targeting, where you can target someone based on their age, gender, location, language, occupation, interests, hobby, city, state, relationship status, pet owners, homeowners, zip code, and literally so many other demographics. But for churches, since we want to attract everyone to God, we can select people who live within a 5-mile radius of our church, so that only people who live close to your church will be seeing your ads. Now, the reason that we do this is if your church is in Atlanta, you can't promote to people in Arizona because they're not close to you. Now, the age group that most churches want to target is from 24 to 36 because these are millennials that the churches need to draw in. After the targeting is applied, Facebook shows on the side the estimated amount of people that might see your ad. Here, I did a test ad for 5-mile radius of my church, Glen Haven, and this has the potential reach of 1.1 million people, which means that if I spent enough money, then 1.1 million people will know the name of Glen Haven. This is how awesome Facebook ads are. Then below that, it shows a gauge of how many people will probably see your ad in one day. It says the estimated daily results. For this ad, maybe about close to 2,000 people to 5,000 people will be seeing my ad every single day. Now, once the ad is created and you choose the spending budget, once you hit submit, your ad will be shown on every single day of the week, all throughout Sunday and all throughout the month, so that people continuously see what's happening with your church and get excited to come in on Sunday or Saturday event or Tuesday night event or Bible study or anything that you might promote. So now that we went over the steps on how a Facebook ad is created, here are some examples of some church ads that actually work. Number 1, come in this Sunday for a free cup of coffee. Come in and make it the way that you want. Have a blessed day. Come in this Saturday for our annual church barbecue. There are going to be games, family, and fun. Come on down. Our church play is almost here. make sure that you see the amazing birth of Jesus. Check it out. Easter is the time to reflect about the resurrection of Jesus Christ. Come on Palm Sunday for our Sunday service. And remember, don't miss out on our Easter Sunday service. Have a blessed day. Vacation Bible School is coming up soon, so make sure that you sign up down below so you don't miss it. Guest pastor, insert name, will be preaching this Sunday. Come in and be the presence of God in our church. Need free childcare on this Saturday? Check out a link below and sign your children up for free childcare with our church. Easter egg hunt coming up tomorrow. Sign your kids up and watch them have fun while learning about the resurrection of Jesus. These are ads that can be run for your church to get tens of thousands of people, and every time someone opens up their Facebook page, all they see is, your church is doing this, your church is doing that, your church has this coming up, your church is doing this too. By branding your church like this, it makes people want to check out your church even more because they're saying, oh wow, this church is reaching out to me, let me see what they have. Why isn't my church growing? This question ponders several pastors and churches all over the world. Have you ever thought there has to be an easier way for my church to reach people in my community and bring them into my church? Because of this, churches spend so much time on billboard ads and radio ads and flyers and postcards and newspaper ads and email and junk mail and all this other stuff that sadly in 2019 just doesn't work anymore. It's a fact that church attendance is at an all-time low in society. And after we do all these things, we pray that people come in on our Sunday services. After doing all this work, sadly, no one is coming in. I know that it's disappointing and I know that it's very frustrating. And trust me, my church was at this point too. And once again, the statement comes up like, there has to be a simple and better way to reach people in my community. Well, thankfully, in 2019, there is. Hi, my name is Stephen Polk, and I am a lead generation and Facebook ads expert for churches. And for the past 3 years, I developed strategies that have helped churches get more people in their doors. And I want to give you the exact blueprints on how to grow your church in 2019. And it all starts with Facebook. That's why I created a book called The Church Millennial Attraction Guide. How Facebook got a church 241 new visitors in a week, and how your church can do it too. In this book, I elaborate the best way in 2019 to get people into your door. The strategies in this book will get your church seen by tens of thousands of people on Facebook. And you might be thinking, tens of thousands of people, Stephen, are you serious? Well, actually, to prove this, I've actually used the exact strategies that are in this book for my own church. And in only 3 days, I've reached about 13,000 people, and that was just a test. And from that, we've gotten several visitors on the next Sunday. So these strategies work. And don't just take my word for it. On page 21, there's a pastor named Chris Abbott, and he actually used the exact strategies that are in this book. And this is what he has to say about his church. And it says, we use Facebook ads and we maxed out our entire sanctuary. Couldn't let any more people in. Can you guys imagine what it would be like to be like, hey, there's no more room in the inn? So these strategies actually work, and I give you several examples of several churches that have actually done this and gotten results. I want to give you this book, and I also want to give you a copy of my second book, The Step-by-Step Church Facebook Guide to Grow Your Church on Facebook. In this book, I use the strategies from the first book, and I elaborate how to do it step by step. A perfect example is on page 24, where I actually walk you through step by step, screenshot by screenshot on how to actually do these strategies. And this book right here, I want to give this to you as well. And don't just take my word for it. Pastor Vic of another church in Oklahoma actually implemented these strategies that are in this book. Before, he had about 60 people on average for his church services. Afterwards, he's now doubled that. Now I want to share all the knowledge that I've gotten to as many churches as possible. So in this video, I want to give you the exact things that you need in order to grow your church in the 21st century. And these are not the only things that I want to send out to you. I'm also going to send you and email you an ebook of both of these so that you can start reading them right now. Along with all this, I also want to email you the 78 Tips, Tricks, and Strategies ebook to basically teach you how to get an online presence for your church. I also want to give you a cheat sheet on how all these other churches are growing at such an amazing rate and how your church can do it too. All this information individually will cost a lot. The Church Millennial Attraction Guide would be about $30. The step-by-step would be about $25. Both their ebooks would be about $20 each. Tips, Tricks, and Strategies would have been about $20, and the cheat sheet would have been $20. So all of this together would have been about $115. But since you're watching this video, you can get all of this knowledge on how to grow your church exponentially for only $47. As a bonus, I also want to give you access to a video presentation that I created for another church to basically explain the hacks that a church did in order to reach 241 new people. In this video, I also explain how to reach an unlimited amount of people in your specific area. This video that I want to give to you for free has an average value of about $30, but I want to give it to you completely for free. As another bonus, I want to give you 24/7 access to my personal cell phone so that anytime that you have any kind of question throughout all this information that I want to give to you, you can call me up and ask me any question and I will answer that for you. Now all of this together would make a total of about $215, but you can get all of this, including the bonuses, for only $47. And as another bonus, I'm going to give you the exact ads that you can run to get people into your church, the exact ads that other churches have used. And also as an addition, I'm going to give you the fundraising growth hacks. Basically how to get people to your events that you have on Saturdays or Sunday afternoons, whether it's a barbecue or fish fry or a talent show or anything that you might throw. I'm going to teach you how to get people to your events. All of this can be yours on how to grow your church and get people in your doors for $47. If you want to transform your church and grow it exponentially, I literally lay out the entire process for you, and I want to give this to you. All you have to do is click the link down below and put in your information, and I will send all of this directly to you. And after all of this, I'm going to give you a 14-day money-back guarantee, meaning if you want an entire complete refund, I will return all the money directly back to you. Even if it's on the 13th day at the 23rd hour. If you demand a refund from all of this, I will give it right back to your bank. If you want the opportunity to learn from a millennial on how to attract other millennials to your church, the time is now. Now I can only give this church growth kit to the next 10 people who order because I can't have this offer up for long. This is an 80% discount, so this is only for the next 10 people who order down below. Imagine what it would feel like when people come into your church looking for a new church home, and they didn't know anything about your church before you got any of this information. That is what I want to accomplish for you. Thank you for watching this presentation, and please share this video with as many churches as you can because I just want to provide all the value to as many churches as I can. But once again, thank you for watching this video. My name is Stephen Polk. God bless you, and I look forward to hearing from you.